Frankie McGrath stood in the military airfield, gripping the strap of her small bag as the roaring engines of the transport plane filled the air. Around her, young soldiers bid farewell to their families, while other nurses nervously adjusted their uniforms. The sun was setting, casting long shadows over the tarmac as she took a deep breath and stepped forward, ready to face the unknown. The first time Frankie stepped into the field hospital, the overwhelming stench of blood and antiseptic hit her like a wave. The cries of the wounded filled the humid air as doctors and nurses rushed between makeshift operating tables. A soldier clutched her wrist, his eyes pleading for help. Frankie, her uniform already stained with blood, swallowed her fear and got to work. Between the horrors of war, moments of relief kept them going. Frankie sat on an old wooden crate with her fellow nurses, laughing over a joke someone had made. Their uniforms were worn, their faces streaked with sweat and dirt, but for a brief moment, they felt like young women again. In the distance, helicopters landed with more wounded, reminding them that peace was temporary. Frankie stood frozen, her hands trembling. The field hospital had been hit by an air raid. Bodies lay motionless on stretchers, blood pooling on the ground. A soldier clutched his chest, gasping for breath, and she rushed to him, ignoring the tears blurring her vision. The war had changed her. There was no room for fear anymore, only survival. The airport was nothing like she had imagined. Instead of cheers, Frankie was met with angry protesters holding signs that read "Baby Killers" and "No More War." She clutched her bag tighter, her once proud Army nurse uniform now a target for hatred. She had saved lives, yet no one seemed to care. The war had followed her home in ways she never expected. Nights were the worst. Frankie sat alone in her dimly lit apartment, a single lamp flickering beside her. Her hands traced the old photographs of Vietnam, of the nurses who never made it home. Outside, life moved on, but inside, she was still there, in the chaos, in the screams, in the war that had never truly ended.